Okay, we're live. What's up, guys? Tucker's right here to say hello. Come here, Tucker. You want to say hello? You gonna say hey? Come here. Don't go on that side. Go on this side. Come on. Here. Come on. Go ahead and get out of the way. He's gonna do circles. Come here and say hey. Come here. Come on. What are you doing? You're just gonna sit right. You're just gonna sit right there. Okay. Here. Come on. Come on. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Say hello to everybody. Say hello, Tucker. What's up, guys? All right, Tuck. All right, lay down, bud. What's up, guys? It is a fine Labor Day Monday here in the Patrol HQ. And what's happening? How we doing? Everybody doing well? We're having fun here. Tucker's, I hit the camera thing, so Tucker knew that. You gonna lay down, bud? Come on, lay down right here. Lay down. Lay down. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Hey, look at this guy.
What's up?
Hey, man. Thanks for for joining. I know I gave you a lot of advance notice as I usually do.
Always.
And but you weren't doing nothing. Were you smoking anything on the grill, or you? Just
yeah. Well, I was out running errands, and then got back, and I smoked some chicken on the grill to do chicken Caesar salad sandwiches, which were delightful with some garlic herb butter and all kinds of stuff. So that was delicious. And
you put anchovies in there?
Well, I mean, anchovies, for most people, if they don't know, are in Caesar dressing. I am not a fan. Did you make your own
dressing, or did you?
No, I didn't make my own. I had store bought. I didn't have time to make my own. If I do, then I'll use like anchovy paste just to make it quick and easy, because I hate anchovies, but they work. They add the salt that you want in a Caesar dressing, but you never actually. Most people don't even know that they're anchovies in Caesar.
I ruined it for everybody.
Oh yeah, it's a bell you can't unring. People get pissed if they don't know and they hate it, but you can't taste them. You never could. So
I've ruined it for everybody.
My old man used to, when I was growing up, we'd get order pizza, and we'd have to order from two separate places, because wherever he got the pizza from, he would get anchovies on it. And if it rode in the same car, let alone in that heated sleeve, the insulated sleeve that they would carry pizzas in back in the day,
right?
And that smell and therefore that flavor would latch on to your pizza and it would ruin it. So I had to order from a different place every time we got pizza, because his would be god awful.
Wow.
But I'm doing steak sandwiches tonight because I have to do steak. So
I'm still devouring brisket, because I made a 15-pound brisket.
How did it? Yeah, you sent me the pictures. How did it come out?
It came out beautimous. The smoke ring is just, it's just beautiful. However, my wife left today to go with her mom and brother, and they're going to the beach. So she's going to be gone for a week. And now I've got 12 pounds of brisket left. She's like, I can't believe you made that. I said, I mean, I went to the butcher and that's what they gave me. I was like, okay, I'll take that.
Not the worst problem to have, though.
No. It turned out quite well, and it's.
Could you smell the smoke in your house from the smoker?
No, not in the house. No. I mean, it's out on the patio over here, but no.
But I mean, like if you open the door just to get a little whiff, like you can.
Oh yeah.
That's the best. Is sometimes I'll just open the door out to the back, and I'll just, it smells good.
Yeah. So what's up, guys? We got a bunch of people here who evidently also are not working on Labor Day. So hello, if you happen to be here. If you're watching this,
I almost did, but then I was like, no.
Yeah. If
it would have only been my fault. If you're self-employed and you work on Labor Day, you got nobody to blame but yourself. So I was like, nah, screw it.
I mean, that is a thing. That is the thing. So, OnlyFigs. I figured you guys would like that title. BG says, this another Jedicon? No. But that might be something we discuss, because I still got a lot. Still got a lot. But what's up, guys? How long till we hear a bark? Probably not too long. That's going to be a thing. Let me tell you something. What making videos is so I have to kick the dogs out of here if I'm going to make a video. But if I do that, Bella proceeds to bark to want to get back in. So I'm always editing barks out of videos. It's
Anybody who has ever made video content knows that the hardest part about video is audio.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks so bad. And then, of course, there's bells over here so they can ring the bell if they need to go out. And they'll just sit there and ring the bell. I'm like, you don't need to go out. Shut up, son. It's whatever. So that's the thing. But yeah. So I've had an adventuresome weekend myself. And if you saw photos on the Facebook group,
Battle Damage Jetta.
Battle damage. I'll tell you what happened. I left my arm in a bent pose for too long, and the silicone, man.
Seamless, man.
Seamless. It's just bad. So I still have it. It's still here. It's sore as hell, and it's coming along. Anyways, hey, look, I didn't start this. You guys started this. I'm not. No, it's not.
I've moved so far past that even being on my mind.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Are we announcing a Hot Tours Boudoir? There's already a 6-scale channel that has that content.
I think you know what it is.
Not this one.
Yeah.
It's not this one. We need a video making of the video for the brisket. I've always wanted to do it. It would be it would take a long time lapse to make.
Yeah, because if you do a brisket well, that's taken like 14 hours.
It was
like
you gotta.
But if you're new to like barbecue, if you're new to like actual real barbecue, not just like you throw something from the grill with like slather it with barbecue sauce, that's not barbecue. If you actually like smoke stuff long term, okay.
Caveman.
Don't start with a brisket. Like if you just get a smoker for the very first time and you're like, start with something,
chicken.
Smoke some chicken. Thighs are great because you can't it takes a lot to overdo thighs because they can go a lot higher. Then move up to like a pork butt or something for like pulled pork. Brisket is difficult because you can do the exact same thing every single time and get different results depending on the quality of the cut that you just got. The mood of the cow before it died, like everything, factors into it, and you can do everything the exact same way and you love the first one and you're like, on the second one. So
true story. Yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. Dad was going to smoke a brisket for 15 hours until 4 days later. What? Like it was on
the smoker for 4 days?
Or you left it in the grill? Because there's no way the grill ran for 4 days. Like you would run out of pellets.
You wouldn't notice.
Or gas. Or not to mention that brisket, that 15-pound brisket was $75. So you're not just throwing away,
Yeah, you get a good sized brisket. You're very aware of. Yeah. Now the beautiful thing about stuff like that is it takes 14 hours. Like you put it on at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And then you can go to bed and you can let it go overnight and you have to put minimal effort into it and you're going to have a really good dinner tomorrow night.
True story. That's what I did. Mine went overnight and went to about.
How did you rest it?
2 hours.
Did you did you wrap it and just leave it out? Did you?
I wrapped it and threw it in the oven. It was in the oven. It was just, obviously the oven wasn't on, but it was there.
Yeah, you know what's actually really good? If you just like an empty dry cooler, like a Coleman kind of just regular cooler. If you line it with some warmed up dish towels or something, right? Put that on the bottom. And then you rest the brisket in there, and then you close it, and you just let it rest for 2 to 4 hours in there. That'll slowly bring the temperature down too. So
you definitely got to rest it, man, because after an hour, that thing was still hot. I was like, nope, got to keep going.
Still hot, but also you got to let all the juices go back into the center so that when you cut it, it's not all dry in the middle.
Exactly. But mine was juicy and was like, so good, so good.
Yeah, it's an experience. You got to say, you don't just slice it real fast. You savor it.
It is a thing. So I had, we're going to do a Q&A thing a little later, but I wanted to get your thoughts on that. I don't know if you've seen this. Let me pull this up here. But evidently, we have another player in the 6-scale world. Let's see if we present, share screen, window.
Oh yeah, this is the one I'm thinking of. I saw this earlier. I saw this. Somebody actually was like, "Oh, this looks horrible," and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
It looks like an exact copy. What are you talking about?
It looks like they recast. Like, yeah, I don't. It looks like they recast, which they very well may have, the Hot Toys one, and the paint job looks like
it looks
phenomenal. And I have this figure.
You get a backdrop, which I'm sure is cardboard crap, but whatever. And
so are the ones Hot Toys gives you. So it's not,
exactly,
it's not necessarily a downgrade. That chair is awesome. That's a really good addition.
Yeah.
And you have this figure. I have this figure. That looks like the figure that I have behind me from Hot Toys.
It looks a little more glossy, but it's hard to tell based on photography, lighting. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's just hard lighting instead of soft, the way it's shining on like the cheek there. So
yeah, I don't know. I think, I don't expect it to be Hot Toys quality, but it does look like a recast.
It absolutely does. But I mean, and the thing is, the tailoring on that figure is very simple to begin with. So this could end up being just as good in hand as it looks in these pictures, because like I said, the tailoring is not a big deal. No articulation, you're not too worried about. Like, this looks, but
you don't have this head sculpt with the Hot Toys one.
No, that's with the eyes closed and doing that.
I like that.
Pretty cool. Now the hair could be, we'll see how that turns out. If it's good, or if it's just like crappy and like wispy and then just comes right off it, or it looks, So we'll see about that. But as everything from this looks great.
Lightsaber does not light up. Well, I don't think anybody's shocked by that. I don't know who's selling this or what. I just saw it. I was perusing Facebook randomly, but
I feel like this is a company that we already know, just using another name because they know that Disney is going to go after them for this.
Oh, no doubt.
Marvel, they don't seem to really make a big stink about if you try and make Marvel third-party stuff. A lot of people are doing that. But Star Wars third-party is not very prevalent, and I think there's a reason for that.
Yeah, I mean, that looks basic on basic level. That probably gonna be crap, but that looks pretty terrible to see.
Yeah, that lightsaber hilt looks like garbage, but I mean, who cares? Like, how many lightsaber hilts do we all have in our collections from other figures too?
Yeah, and this guy, it looks like it's gonna sit down very strange and look weird, which is why they covered up his feet.
Yeah,
but I don't,
because it's not gonna. I highly doubt they're gonna have a swap out lower half with his his knees bent and his feet tucked under his ass to
no.
And that's gonna be garbage. But who cares? You're not buying it for that.
No. I don't know how much it is. Don't know who's selling it. I don't know. I know that whoever does carry it is gonna have Disney go after them. But
no, here's the thing. I mean, the other head sculpt looks like a straight recast, but this one they would have had to do themselves.
Yeah.
So they'd have to take that, but then somehow change the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly, I didn't think of this until I saw this, but it's like, why didn't Hot Toys do that? Like a closed eye sculpt with the hand, that seems like again, I didn't think of it until I saw this, so I can't really fault Hot Toys for not, but that seems like a great idea.
DK's dropping. It says 131 regular, 172 deluxe. I'm assuming the deluxe comes with the chair.
The deluxe, you might also have to get the deluxe for the head sculpt.
Oh yeah, look, yeah, because there's only one head sculpt on that one. Yep, there you go. There's a deluxe.
But 172 for a second head sculpt and that chair.
It's not bad.
No, that's
not bad.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not bad. I'm shocked that we don't see more third-party Star Wars creatures. Now, maybe not main characters, but creatures the other species in the galaxy.
Something where it's not like an actor or like a
yeah.
It's more like a creature like the Gamorrean Guard or something like that, where it's not an actual real character with a name. It's just like a species that it's
I would love a Kaminoan. That would be cool.
Or like a random Twi'lek.
Yes.
Exactly. Something like that where it's they're less likely to go after you than going with one of the legacy characters.
Yeah, and it would just be. I think who was telling me this? Kent. I had breakfast with Kent this morning at First Watch, and he said there was a 12th scale company, a third party. They're probably more like 8th party, making 1/12 scale, and they were doing a Maverick, right, with Top Gun and the whole thing.
Nice.
And they said that they were making a Tom Cruise head sculpt for this figure, and then they got a little email from whoever, Universal, I guess, and
well, it'd be Paramount,
yeah, and they said you can't do that, so they're not promoting it with the head sculpt. They're including it for free. The Tom Cruise head sculpt comes with 3 other head sculpts. So they like got around it by like not promoting it as that guy. He's just a pilot. And here's a head sculpt who just happens to look like this. It's weird how.
I mean, if it works, if they get around it.
Whatever,
for this figure, honestly, I have the Hot Toys one. I love it. I would say, obviously, nobody wants to lose $172 on something, and that can be a lot of money for people. I totally get that. But in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to 6 scale collecting, which is already an expensive hobby that we're all in, this is about as low risk as I can imagine for $172 for that deluxe. Or if you don't want the chair or the second head sculpt and you really just love that figure and you don't want to pay the aftermarket prices, going 130 something bucks for this. If it looks half as good as these pictures, and I think it probably will end up, because I really think they just recast the Hot Toys one.
Yeah,
I would, if I didn't have the Hot Toys one, I would 100% get this one.
Yeah, he didn't skip neck day. Look at that.
No, he did not.
He didn't skip neck day.
He did not. But look at that. There's actually texture and detail on the neck. They didn't just stop right there and then it's just like flat, like green paint. Like,
yeah, it's not bad.
I'm actually impressed with this.
It's not bad. Let's see here. 172. Yeah, it's not bad. Can we get some dead Bothans? Yeah, some Bothan spies. 100%. That'll be great. Yeah, so there's that. That was kind of a thing that happened. Where was the this? Check this out. I saw this. This is
yes, I did.
I don't know where you get this, but I'm assuming this is the person that painted it, or maybe she's a model.
Yeah, she's an insanely talented painter. I follow her on Instagram. She does amazing stuff.
This is beautiful.
Definitely follow her. I think it's like TT Painter or something like that. I'll look it up. But the paint job on this is phenomenal. She's done so much. Now she typically does like custom orders, or like, so they're not like licensed things. It's like somebody custom, ordered something either directly with her, or they did it through like somebody else who's like doing the sculpt or 3D printing or something. And then they like have them go to her for the paint work. I think she's done some licensed work, but mostly it's like custom pieces that she does. So it's not like you buy them from like Sideshow or anything like that.
Yeah, it's a great sculpt to start with.
Yes. Yeah. And she is really, really talented.
Yeah. This is awesome. Switch out for the Grogu switch outs. And one holding Grogu, one holding his Ammon rifle. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Yeah.
So she's it's ttn.painter on Instagram, and you can see the stuff that she's done and even on the sculpts that I'm like, I don't love that sculpt, but damn, does the paint work on it look phenomenal. She's done this amazing Scarlet Spider. You can see that, like,
yeah.
She's done some really, really good stuff, and all over, like Marvel, DC, Star Wars. She's crazy, and this thing looks good.
I'd buy it. I don't know where you get it, but
look at the paintwork around the Mudhorn sigil, right? Like how there's like browning and stuff. Like there's some dirt there. If you look on just above the visor on the helmet, there's that brown. There's grime on there. Like there's really good detail work in here.
Yeah, I mean it's beautiful. So go check her out on the Instagram, guys. This is I would buy this.
At the very least, even if you don't ever end up buying something that she has worked on, her Instagram is just so fun. If you're a collector and you're a fan of these IPs, to just look and see the amazing art that people are making with these figures or these statues.
I just think that's
so good.
That's good, man. But all around it's good.
The other thing is the pieces that she works on too. At the very least, you'll see some creative ideas for posing your own figures based on like the how their those sculpts are set up.
Yep,
because you could absolutely pull these poses off with any of the Mandos and Grogus, the 8,000 Grogus we all have. So
yeah, you might have to remove the fat suit on the upper torso to get his arm up that high, but you could. This is 100% doable, and you need to wire the cape. But if you got the chrome Mando, I guess you could do that anyways. But yeah, all is different. It just absolutely solid.
Look at the sculpts. Like that's actually you don't see one like that kind of sad Grogu sculpt that much. You know, like her work is phenomenal.
Somebody stole his one-eyed frog,
and he found it.
Viejo paint. I like.
Look at the wood grain on that. Like, yeah.
When I was scrolling through this took me. I mean, I was just like, I got to stop. You know, it's one of those things eye catching. And
yeah,
Mike. Sorry, Brendan. I only rip off Janice poses. I appreciate it.
It's not ripping off. It's homage.
Yeah, it's exactly homage.
Look at that.
Come on, man.
That's
badass.
And this isn't
that's better than any of the Sideshow or Iron Studios.
That's exactly what I was going to say. This is not like hating on Sideshow or Iron Studios or anything like that. But this is a prime example. The paintwork on this to me is better than any Mando quarter scale statue that I've seen from any of the major licensed companies.
Better pose,
she is badass. Like the work, the sculpt on this, the base sculpt on this is excellent.
Yep.
To go from that to then the paintwork that she's adding to it, and I think this is better than the Saturday Night Fever, Sideshow Mando that they did. I think it's better than the Iron Studios one, which I think was actually still pretty good.
Yeah, the helmet's weird on that one.
Yeah, but like this one, the proportions, it looks good from every angle. The pose,
I love the base.
Feels like Mando. Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, I like it. I think it's cool.
It also gives a little bit of extra height to a quarter scale figure, because that's one of the things that I like with mine is when I'm putting statues in a display, I like to have different levels too in height, not just them all uniformly going across. So that way you can kind of see and appreciate them from different angles and and eye lines. And so having it elevated a couple inches like that, I think is perfect.
Yep, I very much like it. So I'm a fan. I wouldn't know how much to get this or even who to talk to get one, but I would be interested in getting one. It's cool.
It's hard because her and then some of the other like sculptors and stuff that do like custom, jobs, they don't always, you have to do some digging because they'll show something and they'll be like sculpted by this person. And then you have to go to their Instagram and it'll be like, well, originally designed by this. And you have to kind of, ping pong around until you find out, all right, where I might actually be able to get my hands on this piece. And it's 9 times out of 10, you're ordering it from Asia somewhere. And so they look great, but you also have to be aware of, of risks of shipping, of what you're putting into it, all that stuff. That being said, that community on Instagram of people who do these custom sculpts and paintwork and stuff, it gets around if people don't do what they should be doing, do right by customers. So you don't hear as many horror stories as you do buying like third-party 6 scales, to be honest.
That's pretty crazy.
I love that. That's so good. I wish the Hot Toys hood was able to do that.
Yep.
Because I love that figure. But yeah.
I mean, that's a solid pose, guys.
It is.
That's a solid pose. And your Scarlet Spider will absolutely do that pose.
Oh, yeah. Minus the hood going up.
Yeah, minus the hood.
I love this one too, because this is from a recent comic run where Silver Surfer is that kind of glossy black, and he's got Thor's hammer on. Like, yeah, her stuff is
Oh, he's got the cosmic arm.
Yep,
that's sweet.
And that's not easy to paint like that too. Like that is a lot harder than people look, than it might look. And like you can see the stars and stuff inside that arm, like the details on that. Like
that's crazy, man.
That's insane.
I don't have a paintings talent at all, 0, and that's I'm impressed.
Oh God, no!
Like, I like watching like the people repair watches where they take the Rolexes apart and they do all the little gear. I appreciate talent and different skills, and that's
absolutely to the point where I'm not even a huge I like the Silver Surfer in comics and stuff, but I'm not like a diehard Silver Surfer fan. But and so I'm not going to go out of my way to get that custom piece from overseas. But if that piece exactly like that was available domestically at like Sideshow or Collector's Own or something, that piece, that Silver Surfer is so good, I would buy it.
Yeah, 100%. I love this Eddie Brock and Venom thing. That's pretty sick too.
Her paintwork on this is good. I don't like the sculpt because you wouldn't have the full Venom head behind there and then also it forming on his head. Like I'm just talking about like the process of him turning into Venom.
Gotcha. He's got 2 heads.
Yeah, they're kind of trying to go for like that classic comic book cover of like the Hulk behind Bruce Banner and stuff. Mm-hmm. I get it. It's just not my favorite. The paintwork on that other Venom is really good, but the chest symbol that they went with, I wasn't a big fan of. But the Carnage is great. The Magneto, yeah.
Ooh, man, look at that. Damn.
That Gunslinger Spawn.
That's badass.
That's the best Gunslinger Spawn that I've seen, bar none.
I love that pose. I'm totally stealing that pose. That's a Fett pose or Mando pose if I ever saw one, or even Cat. Well,
I think Cad Bane. I was going to say Cad Bane.
That's a Cad. You guys should screenshot that pose. That's a beautiful one.
But
I'll definitely steal it.
Any Mando, Boba, Cobb Vanth, all right, or Cad Bane. Those
you got to be able to get the one issue I got. I would think a helmeted figure, because one issue I got with poses like this is you're not able to get the head tilt in the right direction sometimes. And that will totally make or break a pose.
But if you look at this is almost like he's shooting in that direction, but the left hand, he's looking not in that direction of where he's shooting the right, but he's looking where he's about to draw the left. Yeah. So you could still get away with this even without a helmeted one, because he's not looking straight down the barrel of the gun in the right hand.
It's kind of side-eyeing it. Yeah.
It's almost like he's no-looking this guy.
But this would be good for this will be a Django, because Django's got the dual blasters. This would be a Django.
Yep.
I mean, Fett doesn't have. He only has the one holster, but Django has the dual. That's a great cowboy Django. Yeah.
You could. Hey, if you got Deadpool, he's got 2 guns. You could do it with that.
And he's definitely posable.
Yep. There are a lot of figures that you could do that with.
Yeah. So a lot of cool stuff in there. Moving on. I was going to say not that one. Where's it at? I had it here.
Ooh. Yeah, sorry, that pose you could do with Captain Carter, with the gun out in the right hand, and then instead of her reaching for a gun on the left, it could be her bringing the shield up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's not that. Her suit's kind of tight though, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Might be kind of tough. No. So I know you were super hyped about this figure, and I know we're obviously it doesn't appear we're going to get Jeremy Renner out of this film.
No, I mean, at this point, since she just got released and it's been like 2 years, there's no way they're doing. No, this one, I'm 95% sure I'm going to pass on.
Yeah.
Couple things. One, she had such great personality as this character, and the sculpt is just this dead stare. Like there's just nothing behind it. It's lifeless. I get what they were going for with the bandage on the chin, but it just looks like there's a piece of toilet paper or or something stuck on it. Just I appreciate what they were trying to do. I just wish they would have realized that it's not working and not do it.
It takes me out of it completely. I'm out.
Yeah, because I keep looking at it and thinking, while they were taking the pictures, they didn't realize there was a piece of paper or lint or something stuck on it. You know what I mean? It doesn't, because the rest of her, like if they had maybe made like a forehead scrape that was a little something else so that it seemed in context like it works. But yeah, other than that, if they had made Clint Barton from this show, because I enjoyed the show. If they had made, and then the pair of them, I think would have looked cool together. But just her by herself, it's like I mean, realistically, you could get her and pose her with this guy if you have him, because this is from the Hawkeye show.
Good.
I'm just not going to. Like, it's just.
I think this is a pass. This one's going to end up in the bargain bin.
Oh yeah. But they'll make another one of her down the road from the next movie that she shows up in, and with a new suit, and so if they come up with a better head sculpt, then and I like the property and it worked, then I can pick that up. But this one, unless it goes down so ridiculously low that I just can't not get her, I don't see myself pulling the trigger on this one.
No, I mean, if it was $100, maybe.
Yeah,
but outside of that,
if I was,
and I enjoyed the show. I don't.
Me too. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I mean, Florence Pugh was fantastic in the show.
So good.
So but that's a pass for me. And then they also released this guy, which I didn't spend any time looking at this morning when I saw it. But I kind of wanted to look at the head sculpt and say, it still sucks. So. It still sucks. So in photos, it sucks. I don't know about that person.
I've heard people say that it looks like John Lennon. Some people say it looks like the early Beatles. I've heard some people say that the head sculpt resembles a certain 1/6 fetish YouTuber, shall we say? And now I can't unsee that.
What?
Likes the Fison bodies.
Yeah. I understand.
There's certain pictures
that
when
I
you
don't know if I see that, but okay.
I can see it.
Okay.
Now I can't unsee it now, unfortunately. But I didn't say it. I just heard it and kind of agreed. But
I'm catching what you're throwing. I understand.
But no, it's not for me.
No, it's not. The Toys R Us one that came out way back when, if you have that one, I would just
there's no reason for this one. And to be perfectly honest, they said, like, when this came out and people didn't like the head sculpt, they said, we recognize that we're going to update this, and I don't think they did.
Wow,
it looks
who the hell is that?
Yeah. It looks the same as the prototype. It looks the same as the one they said, we're going to fix this because we know people don't like it. But I mean, it's just, like you said, it's just not for me. It definitely looks better with the glasses on. And the wardrobe, like, that's what he had in the movie. Like, I no begrudging them on that.
Yeah, it's all about the head sculpt.
And if I'm going to get a Doc Ock, like, I want him to have more presence. I want that more vibrant green, like from the comics and stuff. Like, that's just, I want him to feel, like a showstopper, in my collection. And I just feel like this one, as much as you want them to do more villains, I feel like this is just kind of like like, if you don't have any version, okay. But if you've got the third party one, I don't see any reason to get this.
And this, I'll be passing on this, but I'm also passing on the Electro because I didn't really like that one either. But I thought about getting the Electro originally, and I was like, probably not. But I don't know. This is
that's some bad Photoshop work, I gotta say.
It's pretty
like whoever did this should at least like understand depth of field.
I've seen worse
and shadow. Like, I don't know, those flames are pretty bad right there.
They are pretty bad. And the school bus is tack sharp in the background.
That's what I'm saying. No depth of field there. It's just everything is like F-22.
Yep.
100%. It's like, really?
That's weird. Whatever.
It's some bad Photoshop work. Yeah, it's all everything. Like, that's supposed to be foreground. Oh, it's so bad. I would rather them just have like a gray backdrop and it's just the figure than do bad Photoshop work, because then it distracts you from the figure.
Even the figure's like, damn, I look bad.
Yeah. That's rough. That is rough.
Like, man, he's looking at a mirror going, oh, I better go back to my own dimension.
I got to take my sunglasses off because my future is not looking bright.
Yeah, if you want it, great. I'm sure it'll be in the Spider-Verse. It'll look good, but I'm with you. I think the muted colors is kind of taking me out of it. But
also, just the price point for that price point, because this one is pretty high up there, right? Like you gotta nail it if I'm gonna put that money down.
It's got to be. Was it four something? 450?
It has to be for those with those arms, and it has to be. I can't see it.
Oh, and then there was a second version with there was a deluxe, right? With the other arms had switch out arms. Yeah,
isn't that what this is? Because that's got the red in the middle.
The deluxe version had like the Iron Man arms.
Well, this says deluxe version.
Yeah,
see? It says.
But I'm saying the arms were different.
See, no, those are the deluxe arms. Like what you're looking at is it even says deluxe version on the. So those are the regular arms, and then the picture that you just had. Yeah, those are the deluxe arms. Yeah. So yeah, the deluxe one is probably over 40, and then over 400, and then the regular is maybe like probably 380 or 390 or something. Yeah. But then after tax and shipping and stuff, you're looking at minimum 400 even for the regular. It's not justified for me. So I'm sure some people will love it. Cool. It's just not for me.
Hold on. The worst part about the photos is that how the movie looked in that scene. I don't remember it being that bad. I mean, the CGI was what it was, but I don't remember it being that bad.
I don't think I personally did not remember that scene with any negative feelings toward it. So
that was the very beginning of the film, right? When he was on
it was pretty early on, yeah.
Well, and then they had a second version because he's got the deluxe arms, but that was
okay. Tremble Dust said the regular is 330 and the deluxe is 360. So that's actually a lot better than I thought. That's a lot lower than I thought.
Yeah.
You're still going to be pushing close to 400 with tax and shipping at that point. But if you got like points or anything like that and coupons and stuff,
So I'm opening up. See down in the chat. I put question and answer. If you guys get questions, we'll answer them. Otherwise, we're going to BS for a minute. But you were talking about doing a purge of some figures, my friend. Are you getting closer to ready to do that, or what? What's the deal?
I think
somebody to kick in the pants.
I think probably next week. I think this week I'm going to be boxing a bunch of stuff up or like getting it because I have the boxes all stored in my basement with like tarps around them and everything to protect them because people like boxes and shit. And then I have the figures displayed, but then I have all the accessories in these like plastic organizing bins where I label them and stuff. So I have to get the boxes from downstairs. I have to get the accessories, make sure I've got all the accessories because I do fairly well with keeping them all, but sometimes there's one where I was like, I'm never going to use this and it doesn't fit into so fuck it, and I throw it out. I'm just like, no. So
mine end up back in the store in the box, and I was like, I don't even in videos for reviews. I don't even take them out of the box. If I know I'm not going to use it just stays.
Yeah, most stuff I have will have everything that's with it, but I do know some things that I'm definitely going to be getting rid of. A couple Spider-Man figures because I've got 25 of them and I don't need all of them. Definitely going to get rid of the Stan Lee from the Spaceman Stan from Guardians 2. So I've got a handful of things. I might even get rid of a few Stormtroopers because I've got more than I need. So yeah, I think by next week I'll be ready to probably pass along at least 10 or 15.
Well, one of the patrons messaged me after the JediCon 1.0 happened, and he goes, "Hey, what if you did this for people in the that support the channel? What if you had them on and they had something they wanted to sell? They could come on here and do like an auction-ish night, something like that. Anyways, as something. And I don't know if anybody would be interested in such a thing. So if some of the patrons had 3, 4, 5, 10 figures they wanted to sell, or if we got live and said here, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll throw that out to the chat, see if you guys be interested in that. I sold a lot of items, but I also priced them to sell because I wanted them gone.
It's a combination of that, and then you were also very transparent and be like, here's a picture of all the boxes that I'm shipping out today and all the ones that are going out tomorrow. Because people do like YouTube or Instagram live claim sales, like comics and stuff all the time. Most of the time it goes smoothly, but every so often you have people claim something, say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then they don't pay, or somebody buys something and then somebody takes 2 weeks to get it shipped out when they said we're gonna get it in a couple of days. So as long as everybody's on the same page and sellers are committed to, all right, look, I'm gonna get this out within 2 business days, and buyers are like, I'm gonna make the payment today. You know what I mean? Then,
I definitely
those
had
things go
items.
well.
I definitely had items that people claimed that didn't pay for, but I 100% expected that. It's YouTube.
You have to expect at least a certain percentage of it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't suck, especially if somebody joins in and they're like, I've got 3 figures and then 2 of them somebody doesn't pay for. You thought you did. Now you got to go through the rigmarole of trying to sell them again. And
I learned a couple things from it. One, I thought the way that I had people email me the address and everything, that went pretty smooth because I could just print out labels. I just sat here and printed out piles of labels, and that was fun. And it turns out that out of all the figures I sold, I only had like 3 shipper boxes, and people didn't care. Now that was cool. But I also priced them in a way that I wanted them gone. So I think that's, sometimes I can't sell this. I'm like, well, you got to price it.
If you're getting something for like $70 less than the going rate right now, you can't complain about a brown shipper box. Like,
no,
come on.
No. So I don't know. Might be a thing. Might not be a thing. I don't know.
Ultimately, I've found that like, if it's a really important figure to somebody, then they might be like, oh man, there's no shipper. Be like, or can I get like $25 off? And I just be like, no, do you want it or not?
Right. Exactly.
And and 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, all right, fine. I'll take it. Because they want the figure. All right.
Right.
Like that's what you're buying. Like people will be a little annoying about the stupid shippers, but if it's between that or not having it at all, and you choose to not have it at all, then you're somebody that I don't really need to deal with anyway. We'll move on. There's always somebody else willing to buy,
right? Whether
it's Facebook Marketplace, Instagram and YouTube live sales, or Mercari, there's always a way to do it.
Well, I don't know if I'm sure I will do another live stream because I literally still have piles of shit here that needs to go. But we'll see. I'm not 100% certain. Bella, what are you doing?
I also have 3 HD aluminum prints from Sideshow that I am also going to be moving on.
Wow, you really like those. You run out of wall space?
I do, but I have so many other things that I've gotten, like really high quality prints, and that I love more. And I've got like 48 coming at the end of this year through that Kickstarter from David Mack and Alex Maleev. So yeah, I've got 2 X-Men HD aluminum prints from Sideshow, the Children of the Atom and the Trial of Magneto one, and then I also have the Miles Morales HD aluminum print that all those are sold out.
I've seen the Miles one in person. It's pretty badass.
It's awesome. I love them. It's just I need the wall space. So and all of my other ones are the same style of print, and I've been getting them all custom framed from the same place with the same exact style, so everything matches. So those don't. So those ones I'm also going to be passing on to somebody else at some point.
Well, I do not. I'd rather ship a figure than an art print. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah, especially. Well, it's not like I have to like take it out of a frame, roll it up and stuff. It's more like I'd get like a rigid box with like corner protectors, bubble wrap it and stuff. It's not that difficult. But if you've never seen the HD aluminum prints, they're really nice. I actually really, really like them. Problem is that Sideshow doesn't make enough of them. Correct. And enough of the ones that I like that I'm willing to hang on to them because they fit style wise, and they're big too. They're like 18 by 24, I think, something like that. Like they're good size.
Yeah, they are. I mean, the ones they've got up now for the Incredible Hulk and the Hulk Origins ones, those are amazing.
Yes.
Like I'm not a Hulk collector, but if I was.
And that's the thing. If I wasn't getting rid of these, I would probably be in on that Hulk one because that Hulk one is really nice.
Yeah, this is sick. All They'll probably email me and say, "Why are you showing our website?" But fuck them. Let's see here. I'll show you this one. Yeah, this thing's pretty sick.
You showing it'll probably get more views than Sideshow Con.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, I love, like you said, the HD aluminum format is great. Everybody that I know that has gotten them has really liked them. They're very vibrant. They just like the colors and everything. They just have presence. They really pop. I just wish that they would do more of them.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to, because I think the early ones have been so well received. But yeah, it's not something. Yeah, 16 by 24.
Yeah. And there's 3 of them, so you can do a triptych, and they'll look pretty sick. It would be expensive, but it would look good.
It would be, but at the same time, like getting them regular prints and then getting them framed with like UV protectant glass and like good quality and stuff would be, more expensive than getting all 3 of them like that as it is. So
true story. All right, ladies and gents, if you guys got some questions, throw them in the chat. We'll try and answer them if we can. It can be about whatever. What's the shipper box? Mike, I don't know. I mean, is that an actual question, or was that being sarcastic? I don't know.
I think it was. Mike's been around a minute, and the LOL there leads me to believe he was being facetious.
Keith, what would you do different about JediCon? Oh shit. I would hire somebody to box all this crap up, because like Brendan was saying, getting all the accessories is one thing, but then you got to put the right hand in the right slot in the box.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, and I did that for this round. Next time, I'll probably tell all the hands and all the accessories in the Ziploc bag in the box and say, "Here you go." Because especially spider people, you're like, "Oh, this hand's got to go here," and you got to change out the hands. That's a pain in the ass.
And all the webs and stuff too. It's like,
yeah, I literally have all of my webs in a giant Ziploc bag because they all have the
right. And so you're just like, okay, how many slots are in? I need 3 in this one. Okay, just dig 3 out of the bag, and
that's it.
Yeah.
This last round went pretty smoothly. I don't have too much complaints about it. I don't know. I think
just have a Sharpie and Post-its ready and write down what everybody got in the order, so you don't have to go looking back in the stream or wait for people to email you and be like, "What did you get?" Like, write like person's screen name or whatever.
I probably would. I guess I would probably try to do the next one on a Friday so I could have everything boxed up over the weekend and shipped out Monday. I would probably do that versus on a Monday and then have to do, run businesses and then try to do it. I probably might do that. But
plus you could, rather than having to like pull each figure out and be like, you can just like have a nice picture that you've taken and have it next lot, throw up the picture on the screen and be like, it's all packaged up. Here it is. It's ready to go. And
I mean, I've got stuff I need. I got stuff that will be included in Excel that hasn't been boxed yet. So maybe I will pre-box that stuff, because some stuff I just had on the shelf and I was like, oh, I guess I'll sell this. And it was like, I didn't really have a plan.
Right. You're like, what can I? Yeah, I'll get rid of this one. Right.
Yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day, you can always get it back. It's not a big deal. The other thing I would do, I would charge extra for shipping to the West Coast. Like, I included shipping on pretty much everything, and I was pretty cheap. That West Coast shipping kicked my ass.
Yeah.
So that I would do that, because I mean, I could ship something to Georgia. I'm on the East Coast, so if I ship it to Georgia, it's like $13 to ship a hot toy. If I ship it to California, it's $30.
Yeah.
Because I'm not shipping it like ground, take 8 weeks to get there,
If the West Coast is the best coast, then you can afford to pay for shipping, people.
Damn straight. I'll charge. Yeah, that I'd probably do that, because I lost some funds on shipping, and then that sucks. So and at the time I didn't really care, but there you go. Anyone selling Commander Wolf for a fair price? No, can't have mine.
Well, it depends on what you consider a fair price.
Yeah. Can we get more posing videos? Funny you should say that. I have a posing video I'm working on now. Unfortunately, posing videos don't get views. That's just a reality of it. You guys don't watch the videos.
You see, like, they ask that at a bunch of different channels to be like, you're gonna do posing videos, you're gonna do this, and it's like, but then people don't actually watch them. And every channel that says the same thing. Like any channel that somebody, a YouTube channel that like people like, you do posing videos, And then, people will ask Justin, "You gonna do posing videos?" And he does. He's like, "You guys didn't watch them. Why am I gonna do?" So
they're too much work, man.
Maybe if it's more like, like used to do like live streams, where just kind of like shooting the shit while posing and picking different stuff, then doing something like that. But the pre-done like pose videos, people don't watch them because it's like, I already have that figure. It's already posted in my thing. I don't want to worry about it.
Yep. And I enjoy doing them, but posing videos are work.
Nate, do posing shorts. The thing is, the shorts are short in length for you to watch. They still take a really long time to film. Like there's still a lot of work there. That's the rub, is like the amount of time it takes to make it versus the benefit of once you've made it.
So I'm looking through the pose. I went through my back end here, the admin, and I'm looking at pose videos, and I will tell you right now, I can do a 6-scale news video in 15 minutes and get more views than the hours it takes to make a posing video. I'm talking hours.
You know why? Honestly, it's because people are more focused on what they don't have that they're waiting to get in their collections than enjoying the stuff that they already have. If people were like, and that just is borne out by the data showing like the views on all, and it's not just like him being able to go and look in the back end of YouTube. Like if you just scroll through any of your favorite 6-scale content channels and you look at the view counts that are public, that you can see on the ones that are about new releases, or, everybody talking about what are we going to get, speculating, versus the ones about like a figure that's been out for a while and they're doing a posing thing on it. It's night and day, the number of views. So it's just it's the reality that more people are now. I think that's indicative of the fact that people need to kind of shift their mindset and not be focused on the stuff that they don't have and they're waiting for, and focus on enjoying the stuff they do have more.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
I don't think it's ever going to happen, especially when they're making, 70 to 100 figures a year. Just Hot Toys, not even talking about third party and other manufacturers. It's going to be.
But they're the ones
and that's indicative. If you look at a Hot Toys announces whatever XYZ figure, and they're going, great, what about this character? And like, nobody takes the time to go, hey, thanks for appreciate you making this. By the way, you didn't make this. It's just collectors, man. This is what it is. So I would make more posing videos if people watched them. Unfortunately, you just don't. I mean, reality is you just don't watch them. So.
You know what is really, really good for getting good pose ideas for your collection, though? And
watch my posing videos.
Nah, don't bother. That's not good. Read comics.
Yeah.
You could, how many, just flip through any comic and be like, oh, that pose is great. I'm going to do that one. Like, you can get a million different, and hey, other great thing is, Hot Toys, it's like we all wait, year and a half, 2 years for them to release something that they've put up for pre-order. New comics come out every Wednesday. Just saying.
Yep. True story. Christian says, dark side or light side Anakin?
Dark side.
I mean, if you had the option, dark side, but they're both good. With the artisan one coming out, we'll see how that one is. I don't know.
I feel like they're going to do that with the darks. They're going to do a dark side version of that. Like, why wouldn't they?
Yeah. I mean, it's free money because all they can do is repaint the eyes.
Right. But they can also differentiate it from the Toy Fair exclusive dark side one that they did years ago, because they can say it's that updated sculpt, which admittedly the new sculpt is better. And then they'll do the wool hair implantation thing that I still don't really like, but hey, go for it. So
I want an episode 1 Anakin. That's all I'm saying. Episode 1 Anakin and Obi-Wan 2-pack.
Never say never, but just because it was a kid who had some serious mental health and drug issues because of the torment he received from much of the Star Wars community, I think the odds of getting a Jake Lloyd Anakin from episode 1 are about as good as us getting a slave Leia from Return of the Jedi. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Never say never, but
I know. It's here's a question. Do you think Hot Toys keeps delaying Battinson because of in-art?
Did they delay it?
I don't know. Prototype keeps improving, but they still haven't nailed the ab armor. There are collectors who are way more picky about minutia of armors and this than I am. Like, I don't give a shit. Does it look like the film? I mean, if it's black and it's supposed to be red, like that's a thing. But if it's close, I don't really care.
If we're complaining about like shades of gray or like,
or this little piece of triangle versus a square and it's like this damn big, like, I don't give a shit.
If it captures the spirit of the character, that to me, that's the most important thing. I didn't even know that they delayed theirs. But I would imagine, I don't think it's necessary. I mean, obviously people will come up with conspiracy theories and, behind the scenes BS and stuff. I have no idea if any of that is true. I would imagine that would get delayed. Like, I had anticipated it would get delayed just because of them doing the bat signal and the bike and all that. I think they're doing all of that stuff together, and it could be that one is delaying the other and not like in art and Hot Toys necessarily. I don't have the Hot Toys one on pre-order. I actually have the in art one on pre-order just because I was like, I'm gonna give them another shot because I loved the Joker.
I'll end up getting both just to
do comparison, and then
I think they both look good, but
they do. Yeah.
I don't know.
That wasn't me saying, "Oh, the Hot Toys one looks terrible," and stuff. It was just like, all right, I'll give the in art one a shot, and if I like it, cool, and if not, I can sell it and pick up the Hot Toys one. So
true story. And makes money probably.
I don't get emotionally invested in any of it because,
but I don't think anybody knows what the hell Howard's thinking over there in Hot Toys land.
No,
I don't think anybody. There's lots of creators going on how he's doing this and how he's doing this, and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's all speculation.
No. The only thing that we can know with any certainty is that Howard, more often than not, is thinking about Keanu Reeves. Other than that, we know nothing.
I don't know. It might be. Ryan, getting Bo-Katan and Tony Stark with Workbench for $100 each. Do you think they're worth it? For $100, any Hot Toy is a win. So
yeah, I don't think you can go. Yeah. If you look on the secondary market right now, I don't think there's a single Hot Toy that goes for less than $100.
No.
So even if you don't like it, you can flip it and at the very least get your money back and break even. So $100 for anything, let alone a Bo-Katan or a Tony Stark workbench, like, yeah, to me that's a great deal.
Yeah, to use Pirate Ship. I've heard of Pirate Ship, but I just use PayPal shipping, and I get a little bit of discount to ship stuff. It's just easier. But I have heard of Pirate Ship. I've never messed with it though. But if you can save money, I'm for that. Do we riot if Merrick is not Starkiller? I don't think Merrick is Starkiller, guys,
and I don't want him to be. Honestly,
I don't think so. Even I
don't see them making him Starkiller because that would be like starting at the finish line. Like, they haven't established that Starkiller is in canon. Like the Force Unleashed games, I loved the first one. Second one was still pretty good, but I loved the first one. But those are not canon. Those are not, I feel like they would establish that more before just jumping to that, because a lot of people would be lost about, like, even more so than people not knowing the backstory on Rebels with Ahsoka and Sabine and stuff. There are even fewer, casual Star Wars fans and moviegoers and stuff out there that know about Starkiller. So I don't think it's that.
Right. And all right, so here I'm gonna play this video. I'm gonna attempt to play this video. Hold on. Because I think if anybody would know the answer to it would be this fellow right here. So I'm gonna attempt to do this. Hopefully it doesn't kill like internet feed and all this crap.
I think it's entirely possible that he's just a new character that we've never seen before.
This guy might know. I'm just saying, this guy probably knows.
Hey, Dalton. How are you doing? Sam over here. I love getting questions on here. It's an excuse to geek out about Star Wars, which is obviously something I love to do. Okay, so discuss the concept of Starkiller as an Inquisitor, like his potential role and how it would fit in the canon. Would I have enjoyed seeing this, and do I think it would have made sense to include him? Well, I know that Dave at one point, when he was doing Star Wars Rebels, thought about including him as an Inquisitor. And the thing is that in Star Wars Rebels, we kind of, Starkiller was the Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor, or all the Inquisitors really, but he was also Kanan and Ezra. If you take Kanan, Ezra, and the Grand Inquisitor, you put them all together, that's Starkiller. If you were to include him as an Inquisitor, what's tricky is the fact that, one of his defining characteristics is that he is Darth Vader's secret apprentice, right? So, do you do an Inquisitor that the Emperor doesn't know about? Because the whole thing is playing on the idea that in this world of paranoia and backstabbing and betrayal that the Sith build up around them, that Vader would have tried to free himself in various ways, and this is one of them. He would have trained an apprentice in secret. They do this a lot. George explained that they do this a lot. So can you have an Inquisitor that Vader, trained secretly? Because again, the function that Starkiller held in Star Wars was the Inquisitor function. He's Vader's attack dog, the one that would go and help him take down Jedi Knights. So yes, you'd have to re-establish what his role is. And really what you would have to do if you want to sort of preserve the characters, you'd have to have a confused young man who was taken, as the son of a Jedi, and that he, in the Inquisitorius, had a personal connection with Vader. That maybe he was an Inquisitor that Vader was secretly training on the side as an apprentice. Because the Inquisitors, the way that they were trained, they were never really given the good information. You get the feeling that Vader and the Emperor were like, yeah, don't tell them everything. Don't train them in everything that we know. Like, give them sort of good training, but then when it comes to a major Jedi Knight, you yourself go and deal with it, right? So it would be a situation where I think if he was to be in secret, that's like hiding the secret apprentice in plain sight. That there is a situation where you can have Force users on the Empire's side without tripping Palpatine's alarm, and that maybe that junior Inquisitor who gets knocked around a lot is actually going on secret missions and getting the good training from Vader, rising. You wouldn't want him to rise too far through the ranks of the Inquisitors, but you'd also, if he was not effective at all, they'd kill him. So it's a tricky balance. You could definitely figure out how to put a story around it, but the main ingredients would have to be that you'd have to have a personal relationship between Vader and the apprentice, because Vader's morality is part of his story. He grows up with Vader's morality and then has to learn how to forge his own morality. So anyway, Dalton, love these questions. If you have anything more that you want me to talk about, let me know.
All right. So I don't see it. I mean, he's talking about Rebels, but you get the point. I don't.
Also, if Filoni was ever actually intending on I don't think he would want Sam Witwer to even be talking about that in as much detail in public. You know what I mean? No. Because it would be. But again, you got to look at the timeline too. Like he said, you'd have to establish Starkiller and his backstory so that it would make any level of sense. And if remember, this is years after, like, Mando season 1 was 5 years after Return of the Jedi. All right. And so now we're a couple of years after that. We're at least a year or two after that on the timeline. So we're looking at like 6 to 7 years after Return of the Jedi. How would we have never come across in the original trilogy a secret apprentice at some point in that then survives everything somehow, but was never involved in the actual main story to then be Merrick now. And what's more, he would be number 3. He wouldn't even be like the number 1 bad guy or number 2 behind Thrawn. He's behind the 2 Sith that we already have, the Master and Apprentice, and he's only an Inquisitor when he was the secret apprentice of Vader before that. You know what I mean? So I understand why people would love to see Sam Witwer back. I would love it too. I would love to see maybe something else where Ray Park is Darth Maul and he voices Darth Maul just like they did in Solo. But it's I just don't see Starkiller being that guy.
Yeah, I don't see it either. We shall see soon enough. Michael says best single figure display case, without a doubt, the Apex Time Chaos Ultra that I did a video on a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, that one looks pretty good.
It's sick. I mean, not quarter scale, 6 scale, but best single figure display case, something you can put on your desk. Don't have to worry about dust. Change the lighting, sliding effects, whatever. Beautiful. I would do that. Matt says, are you picking up Kate Bishop? You must have just got here, Matt. Just ordered from Pop Collectibles using code Patrol. Right on, man. Congratulations. I will not be picking up Kate Bishop.
No, unfortunately.
We've already discussed that, but I appreciate it, man. Have yourself a good one. I enjoy watching videos. I get some ideas for my figures. I think he's talking about posing videos. Let's fast forward. I'm a little behind on the chat, so I'm going to try to catch up here. Why don't we see any Star Wars video game figures? They are so cool. We get troopers. Got troopers from the video games.
You would think that if they were going to, like, Cal Kestis would be among the first. I think, I don't know. Honestly, I think it's something to do like Disney and Lucasfilm in terms of that, and they're not because the thing is, we get Spider-Man figures out of Star Wars. Out of Spider-Man 2, like the Spider-Man 1, 2, Miles Morales, the PlayStation games. Yep. We get figures out of those. I guarantee you, when Insomniac releases their Wolverine one, we're going to get figures out of that, which I cannot wait for. We get figures out of the Arkham games, right? I think it's just Disney, when it comes to Lucasfilm and Star Wars, they're more focused on, because there's so many characters from the movies and so many from, Disney Plus shows and stuff like that. That's just what they're focused on.
Yep. I would love to see it, man, but I just don't see it. Any more 3D printing clone trooper vids? Yes, I am working on some more 3D print stuff. I cannot speak to that just yet, but yes, there's more of that. What are the likelihood of new Hot Toys Ahsoka that looks like her? Probably high. I don't know.
That looks like her? You mean just like you like a better sculpt than the one they gave us from Mando?
Which is pretty damn good, honestly.
I like that one, but
I mean,
I absolutely believe that we'll get more Ahsoka figures from this show or in some other corner of the Star Wars galaxy. I believe we will get more, but I liked both the animated and the live action one we've gotten so far.
Yeah, Jed says, where can I subscribe to like digital comics? I know what I use. Marvel Unlimited. That's what I use.
So Marvel Unlimited,
because I don't read DC, so it's easy.
Right. So Marvel Unlimited is good if you are if you're okay with being like several months behind, because the earliest stuff comes onto Marvel Unlimited is 3 months after its street release date. Mm-hmm. So if you're not worried about something getting spoiled, or if you don't pay attention to news outlets that are talking about comic book news and stuff, Marvel Unlimited is good for that. I can't remember what the annual price is. I think it's like $100 or something.
It's cheap. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, for like, so you're looking at like $10 or less a month, something like that. For DC, they have their DC Infinite, where you can do monthly or you can do an annual subscription. I have the Infinite Ultra subscription, because my pull list gets so expensive that for some things, so for stuff that I really, really want to read right away for DC, I'll buy the physical book. For everything else that I'm okay with being a month behind, DC will put their new books on the Ultra portion of their subscription 1 month after its street date. So you're not that far behind. And that's like $120 for the whole year. And if you read enough DC books, then that definitely is a good value. And then the other one is Comixology, which is through Amazon now because they had bought it. That one, I pay $5 a month for their Comixology Unlimited, where they have originals that aren't like DC and stuff like that. And then you can just buy individual books digitally through their marketplace. But then every month they add tons of new. So like comics from like a couple of years ago and older, they put ones on there that you can like borrow up to 50 books. And so you can download it, read it for free, then like return it like a library book digitally. And then you can download more free ones. And they've got a really extensive library. So just look at those three and then just kind of figure out what has the best deal for what you're looking for.
Yeah, or you can buy single issues that were released digitally every week. You can buy them.
Yeah, like Comixology, you can buy DC, Marvel, Image, all those. You can buy those individually, and they're usually like 30 cents cheaper than like the physical book. And you just download them and read them on your iPad or something. So, I mean, I do that and tons of books physically. So it just depends on who has what you're looking for.
Yep. So, yeah. But that's. I mean, if you want to go back and look at like Marvel Unlimited is great. If you want to go back and read, Golden Age comics without paying Golden Age prices, you can go back. You can read a whole line in an afternoon. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, if you want to read a storyline, I'm a fan of that. Or if you want to read up, like they got another show coming out, you want to read up on the character. That's kind of where falls into play for me.
And if it's a thing where you're not you're strictly just you're not doing it for a collecting standpoint, you don't really care about having the physical books, and you can save yourself a ton of space, and you don't have to drive to your LCS to pick up your books and everything like that, then go all digital, and those services will get you covered for a really good price.
Yep. All right. I'm afraid to even answer this one. Christian says, I've got one order left with those people. The rooted Batman from NR, it's all paid. Do I cancel it, fight for a full refund, and then get on Spec Fiction for 400 HK? I don't know the answer to that.
Look, the short answer is do whatever you feel comfortable with.
I don't know.
I don't think you will, because it's a pre-order product that admittedly Toys Wonderland has screwed up a lot. They haven't actually done anything wrong in terms of your pre-order there because it hasn't released. So it's not like they've screwed you over and you can fight for a full refund. My guess is they would not give you a full refund on that figure. You'll get a partial refund. And to be fair, like I think that makes sense because on that particular order, they haven't done anything wrong.
Correct.
So on millions of others they have, but
you did that guy wrong over there, and it's not going to work.
So you don't have a justification, in my view, for getting your full amount back. Now, if you would like to argue for it and then accept whatever partial refund you get back, just because you don't want to deal with the uncertainty and then pay a little bit extra and get it through Spec Fiction, you can do that. For one, Spec Fiction also doesn't have the best reputation with being on time with shipments with stuff. Yeah. Specifically the in-art stuff like the Joker. They got theirs. They were like literally the last people on the planet to get theirs.
I think they explained that one, though. I don't think.
Yeah. But I'm just saying there are risks, and you'll have to shell out some more money. So it's a matter of we all know Justin is no longer going to be working with Toys Wonderland.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God. Shocking. But I don't think Toys Wonderland is going to go under tomorrow, right? And I think they're still going to be around for a little while. I think they're going to, and to be honest, I actually think that customer service and stuff might actually improve at Toys Wonderland because I think they will lose some business and have less to be distracted with, and they'll actually be able to focus more on the smaller number of orders they have. So I personally, if it were me, I wouldn't cancel it. I would just stay on top of, the situation, make sure it doesn't look like they're going away. And like I said, I don't think they're going to be, at least before the in-art Batman comes out. Maybe
I saw a post earlier on one of the Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, some shit. I don't even know. And it said, it was like from some moderator admin. It said, the admin team recommends you cancel all orders and call your bank and cancel everything and get a refund and blah blah blah, all this. And I'm like,
you're idiots. Whoever posted, you're an idiot.
Stupid. That is dumb. Why would you create a run on the bank and bankrupt the company and then nobody gets their
and then you're guaranteed that like everything is fucked? But also, why go through the hassle of doing it? Because you know what, your bank is going to be like, well, why do we have to do a chargeback? Why did it be? Oh, wait, because you made a pre-order for something that hasn't come out yet, and you decided you want to cancel, and their policy is that you don't get your money back. That your bank you're going to have to jump through some hoops to convince your bank of that. because they haven't done anything wrong. They're not 8 months late on an order that, you know what I mean? So if it's something that just hasn't released yet, like anybody who's like, you know, got the pitchforks out, like they're doing it just because they don't like Toys Wonderland. You can't let like or dislike for a company sway you from what is the best move for your money and your collection.
Yeah, you got to make your own decisions, man. I don't know what the answer is. But I do know gaslighting a run on the bank, if you will, is just bad judgment. That's not smart.
Yeah. So. If everybody says fuck it and everybody cancels all their orders with Toys Wonderland, the company will just die. And then you won't, like, most people won't get their money back. So some of the early people maybe, but most people won't. So don't buy into that. That's like, it's like the same thing when everybody gets FOMO over something. It's just this mob mentality of everybody rush to do this, even though that is working against your best interest.
Now, if you're waiting on an order that they said ship that didn't ship, that's a different animal than you got something coming in 6 months. That's a different animal. But if you have a legitimate complaint, then do what you feel best. That's fine. But
if it's a figure you have on pre-order that isn't slated to come out until December anyway, then no, like you just got to use your common sense for these things.
This is a good question. Keith says, do you ever have concerns or fears of something similar happening to the partners you work with? If so, how can avoid? I don't have a concern with that with Pop Collectibles because I told him from day one, if that shit starts happening and I start seeing a trend of that, I'll drop him like a bad habit. Like that, I was day one. And it's been 2 years. So he has his issues. Don't get me wrong. He's not perfect. He drops the ball occasionally. But if I say, hey, look, this person messaged me, here it is, he fixes it immediately. And we're not talking like hundreds. This might be like one a week or one every 2 weeks, whatever it is.
And that's why companies have customer service teams too. That's why if Sideshow was perfect and they never made a mistake, they wouldn't need a customer service team.
They wouldn't need all those ambassadors
to
cover for them. So I mean, it's fine, whatever.
I mean, most of them just spend their days just watching this channel anyway.
Yeah, they do. How you doing, Donna? Nice to see you again. Welcome to the channel.
But yeah, like again, everybody. Sometimes people, we just have to exercise our own judgment and be honest too. Like he said, he said this on countless streams. He said it to me. It's like he's told them, if you guys start doing, like, it's one thing if a company has like some growing pains and stuff. Every company goes through that. That's fine. Man, we screwed up. We messed up with that tracking info. We're going to make it right. Okay. But if it's consistent screwing things up and not making it right, then Pop Collectibles knows, just like a lot of other people who have deals with different outlets know, that it's like, if you start doing that and you're screwing over the people that are watching the channel, then they're not going to work with you anymore. And they accept that. They work within it. I've had nothing but good experiences with Pop Collectibles. That doesn't mean that somebody else might have a crappy experience, but that's the same thing for literally any business that you go into at any point.
Except for Chick-fil-A. Nobody ever has a bad experience at Chick-fil-A. Just saying. Ever. Just a thing. And as far as businesses going out of business, just drive down the road in your own city and you see businesses going out of business. That's capitalism. It's how it goes.
Right. And anybody who's online in streams or anything and is rooting for companies to go out of business, is rooting for them to fail, you're a dick. Because that's somebody else's livelihood, whether you like them or not, whether you approve of the way they run their business or not. Like, I'm not wishing for Toys Wonderland to go out of business. There are a lot of people who have had good experiences with them. I did for a while before it started to go bad for me. So like, I've never, I've had a lot of issues with how Sideshow and how other companies do business. I've never once wished for them to go out of business because that doesn't help anybody.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna throw this out. I'll get there in just a second. We'll come to that question in a second. There was another one in chat. Wait, hold on. I missed. Damn it. Damn chat. I missed something. There was I didn't understand this comment. Keith, people equal YouTubers who 4K blast figure. I don't know what that means. 4K. I was baffled by the comment.
His first one was, people blamed InArt instead of Spec Fiction, which is wrong. So I think he's saying that it was Spec Fiction's fault for
Yeah, they messed up on the shipping because they did the slowest shipping and they didn't know how big the box
which
was. Whatever.
Todd admitted, right? He even like said that publicly that he screwed up and that they're going to do it differently from now on. So yeah,
I don't know what the 4K black. I don't know what that means, but I don't know. I mean, my shit's in 4K.
I think he's saying that like people in that maybe with that like subscription level on YouTube, like a group of people were blaming. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, anyways. All right. So here's the question of the day. That's doing question and answer. Here we go. You ready for this one? Who will be the next Toys Wonderland promoter? I'm waiting on the Instagram post that says we have an opening for promoters and all the emails and inboxes, because you know what's going to happen. You know they're going to send out some messages and say, "Hey, we'd like to work." And they email me too. I'm like, no. And so I'm going. I'm just saying, who's it going to be? Somebody's got to pick up the slack, guys. They're not going to go away. So in the chat, who in the YouTube space is going to take that spot now that it's vacant? I'm just saying, who's it going to be? Maybe it's one of you in the chat, and you wish to be that person, and that's fine.
Well, realistically,
I hear it. I hear it good. It's good.
It would have to be it would have to be a group of people to even come close to Justin's like subscriber base.
Of course, yes. So it would have to be the entire rest of the community.
Yeah. So,
and I'm not. I'm just saying I'm not. So, you know,
look, I will say this right off the bat. If anybody that's well known in the YouTube community space starts working with Toys Wonderland openly, you know, right out there in the public and stuff, I have zero problem with them doing that, unless they're one of the ones who had their pitchforks out before and were roasting Justin and were criticizing them publicly nonstop. Right. But now, oh wait, they're offering me the deal. Okay, yeah, I like them now. Yeah, exactly. As long as it's somebody who's honest about their feelings and dealings with them, I don't care if somebody.
I don't care either. I just want to see what happens.
Because here's the thing: Justin was working with them before I started collecting Hot Toys. He was working with them before you shifted your channel to Hot Toys.
Yeah.
At no point were either of us influenced and be like, "Oh, we got to get our stuff where Justin gets his stuff." No. And at the beginning and end of his videos, and I'm not trying to like defend Justin. He's a big boy. He pulls his big boy pants on in the morning. He can do that himself. This is just in defense of common sense. At the beginning and end of each of his videos, he would say, I got mine from Toys Wonderland. They have a rewards program and paying for it.
Yeah.
That's it. He never said that they were the best customer service providers. He never said they had the best shipping rates or fastest shipping or best prices. He literally just said where he got his. No. If you want to get him there, get him there. If you don't, get him somewhere else. So I would afford the same common sense and latitude to anybody else who works with Toys Wonderland. Just don't be a hypocrite when you do it. That's
exactly. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, if you spent the last 8 months bashing them, then maybe you shouldn't. But
I'm sure there'll be somebody like that, though.
We're gonna see. I don't know. Just curious. I don't know who it's gonna be. Hold on. I don't know. I'm seeing some suggestions in the chat. I'll leave it be. I'm not going to put them on the screen, but I'll leave it be. Anyways, it has been 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 30 seconds. And there's that. For those who asked in the beginning of the stream, am I recovering? Yes, I am recovering. I have motion and single
waiting for the swap out replacement arm.
Yeah, I couldn't find the swap out arm, so I'm having to stick with this one for a minute. It's just it doesn't feel good. It's not pleasant. I don't recommend it. But no nerve damage, no muscle damage, literally just a chunk of flesh that they had to sew up with stitches that did not feel good. Needle into arm to numb it, and it was a thing. Anyways, it's going to slow me down a little bit. I can't lift heavy things for a little bit, but I'll be fine.
It was nice that your wife was there to document, though.
My wife was there to document, take photos and video. She was videoing the doctor, as he's throwing me up, this show she could see inside my arm. I'm like, I don't even want to see this. I'm like,
you hear her like in the back of the video laughing, like you dumb bastard.
She watches all the medical shows and all the murder shows and all that crap. She does that. But
my mother worked in a hospital. She was like a secretary in a hospital, so she would always feel like she was like a doctor or something, even though she was a secretary in a hospital. So she would always watch all the medical, like those back in the day on TLC, the like actual open surgeries. And I'd walk into the house from school and I'd like see somebody's like spleen out. And I'm like, this is not primetime viewing television. Why are we doing this?
I'm not interested.
I never had an interest in watching that stuff.
No, not at all. But so I am recovering. I just can't. They told me I can't, lift heavy things and go to the gym.
How many stitches was it?
I don't even know because I didn't. I didn't ask and I haven't looked. But like 95. No, I don't think. I count 4. And they left some of the other stuff open.
You got the ones that dissolve like inside though, because that was deep. So
no, I gotta go. I gotta go back and they gotta remove them.
Well, yeah, but they're usually the ones on the inside that's deep that will dissolve, but then the ones on the outside are the ones you have to get removed when it closes.
Yeah, I don't know. I will tell you this. They asked me, have you, been, I had to go to the emergency room and they were like, hey, are you in our system? And I'm like, I don't know. So I gave my information and they had the last address they had for me. I was single. And the last address they had for me, I was living in an apartment, and so that would have been 2002. I mean, it was 20 years old since the last time I was been to a hospital for myself, and now I can't say that, but I'll make it. It's just sore, so I'll survive. Somebody asked me today. I was at the mall. I was looking at some watches, and somebody asked me, and I said I got in an arm wrestling match with a tornado and lost. That's what I told them. And the other one I told I was, what did I tell that one at the coffee shop? I told her I was training a squirrel how to jet ski and it didn't go well. That's what I told her.
You should have just gotten like really serious and quiet and be like, "It's my wife." I walked into it. I walked into a door.
No.
Just like.
So anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. I do have the new FET. I have them here on that video is dropping this afternoon sometime. I'm done with that. And I'm still working on that freaking clone bark speeder video, but honestly, I'm just enjoying it. So I'm not really messing with a video on it. I will.
That's when I
enjoyed it.
My opinion, you can probably take your time with that video and make it just a really fun video because I think the majority of the people that watch that will be like living vicariously because it's like that one is too big, too expensive. Like, I think the number of people that watch that versus the number of people that actually bought it or are thinking of buying it, there's going to be a gap there because that's a real commitment. So, like me personally, I'll watch that. I have no intention of buying it.
I will tell you from the FET that we just got, that I literally have here on the table. If you have I have a lot of FETs, obviously, but it's not a must-have FET. It's not. It's a cool one. I like the armor. I do like the suit design. I like it better than the previous, like the throne version. But if I had the throne version, would I want the other one? Probably not. So I'll talk about that in the video. But not to discount anything. But we're out of here. I'm hungry, and I told somebody it's a Call of Duty injury. Did I say that already? I think I did. But Call of Duty injury.
Yeah, it's the new upgraded haptic feedback on the PS5.
I got that.
It actually
threw a knife and just. I mean, it was.
That's what. See, whenever you play with Shane, he throws hatchets, and then they actually come out of the screen and hit you.
It did not feel good. But we're out. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy your holiday. Thanks for your time. Catch you later on.